Okay, hello, welcome, geometry students. So, obviously, quite a few things are going to need to be different now than they were. The lesson 5 that we were going to have would require each of you to have your compasses. And I know, before I even say anything, that there's going to be at least half of you out there that don't have your compass. It's either in your locker, which is now considered toxic, or it's in your car, or you don't know where it is, or whatever. So, we're not going to be doing any compass assignments. Instead, I'm going to move ahead with assignments that would not require you to do a compass. So this is going to be our first lesson that we're going to try out like this. This is me in my palatial home office. I have a cat who I can't lock out who might come and say hi, so look out for her. Anyway, so we're just going to kind of go through notes like normal here, and you'll have one assignment for this week, the week of March 23rd to March 27th, and then if this continues past that, then we'll deal with it then. As far as quarter grades go, if you still have stuff that you need to hand in, feel free to bring it down, whatever. If you feel like you need some assignments, let me know. Send me an email or something, and we'll get it worked out. I'm going to be pretty kind. I'm 100% going to be pretty kind about quarter grades, so don't worry about that too much. Okay, so yeah, let's dive into the lesson here. So we're going to talk about subdividing a segment into a given ratio. This was going to be lesson 6, but now because of everything that's happened, it's now lesson 5. So if I have a set of points here, so I'm just going to pick these points at random. I'm going to do, let's say, -8, 7, and the other point is going to be, let's do 8, 5. What subdividing this means is we want to subdivide this into a ratio where the two distances have a certain ratio to one another. So if I wanted to split it into ratio 1 to 1, I'd be finding the midpoint. I'm going to, in this case, split it into a ratio of, let's do 3 to 1. So that's how that's written, is 3 to 1. That means that the two segments, one is going to be 3 times larger than the other one. And then typically the 3 segment is the one that is the first one that you would see moving from left to right, just because of the way that these things are written. But I'd accept it if it ends up being either way. So what I want to do first here, let's talk about the instructions. So first, you want to work out what the fraction is going to be. So in this case, hey, come on now. So the fraction is that this is going to be 3 divided by 3 plus 1. I'm going to put this in parentheses so that you know that that whole thing is in the denominator. So the ratio, if it's 3 to 1, the first section is 3 long compared to the whole thing, which is 3 plus 1, which means that it's going to be 3/4 of the total distance between the 2 points. Don't worry, you won't have to use the distance formula. The second part is going to be the other 1/4. Now, if I take a look at these two, I want to first find out how much it rises and how much it runs. So the rise from 5 to 7, and it doesn't really matter which direction you think of this as. If I'm going to go from 5 to 7, I'm considering the rise of 2. If I'm going from 7 to 5, I'm considering it a rise of -2. So let's just keep going from left to right and say that the rise is -2 from 7 to 5. And then the run from -8 to +8 is 16. Alright, this should probably be a colon so that you don't confuse that with a negative. There we go. Once I find the rise, I need to then multiply it by the fraction of the distance I want to do. So in this case, I'm going to do -2 times 3/4, and I'm also going to do 16 times 3/4. So -2 times 3/4 is going to be -1.5, and 16 times 3/4 is 12. If you want to do 3/4 as a decimal, you totally can. So here, when I have it as 3/4, you could also do 0.75. and then instead of multiplying it by 3/4, you multiply it by 0.75. I know some of you are going to be more comfortable. Now that rise and run is something I'm going to apply from whichever direction I was looking at it. So I was going from here to here, so the y coordinate, the rise, is going to drop by 1.5. I'm going to leave some space here. 7 minus 1.5 is 5.5. And then the x-coordinate, the run, is going to go up by 12, because this is going from -8 to +8, so it's going up. So up by 12 would mean the x-coordinate would be 4. Now this is going to be a point that partitions this line segment into a ratio of 3 to 1, if that makes sense. Let's take a look at it with another set of points here. So let's say that we have our two coordinates are going to be, I don't know why I just did that to me. That's weird. Our two coordinates are going to be, let's say, let's make it not too bad, 6, 4, and -4, 2. And we want to split this into a ratio of, let's do 4 to 1. So that means that one distance is going to be 4 times as long as the other distance. So first, again, I want to find out what the fraction is for the larger piece. So the fraction of the larger piece is going to be 4 divided by 4 plus 1, which is 4 divided by 5, which is 4/5, or 0.8, depending on how you want to do it. So now I know I've got 0.8 for the larger section. Now once I have that, I want to now look at the rise and run of these two. So between these 2 points, I want to look at how much does it rise and how much does it run. So the rise from 4 to 2 is going to be -2, and the run from 6 to -4 is going to be -10, because 6 to -4 is going down 10. 4 to 2 is going down 2. Now I want to apply that multiplication factor that I found, the 0.8 or 4/5, and find out what these two are going to be, and that's how much the point is going to change. I'm using 4/5 here, and you can use 0.8. It's totally fine. So -2 times 4/5 is -1.6, or -1 3/5, and -10 times 4/5 is -8. So that means our new coordinate is going to be -1.6 plus 4, so it's going to be 1.6 less than 4, which means the y-coordinate is 2.4. And the x-coordinate is going to be 8 less than 6, which means the x-coordinate is -2. And then this would be your answer. This is a coordinate that splits this into a ratio of 4 to 1. So there we go. I'm going to put the PDF of this assignment on Google Classroom. I'm not going to post it until Monday, which is also when I'll post a link to this video. The PDF, you have a few different ways you can do that. If you want to print it out and do it by hand, and then you can either take a photo of that and send me the photo at my school email address, or you can email me the photo at my school email address, or you won't need to print it out to do anything on the assignment. So if you want to just do the work on a separate sheet of paper and then either hand it in to the school or take a photo of it and email it to me, either way is fine. So yeah, I hope everybody out there is staying safe. I'm sure everybody thinks this is a wonderful break from school, but yeah, we'll soldier on. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to have office hours this week from 8 a.m. to, I want to say 2. I know we're only supposed to do it 10 to 12, but I'll be around. So you can send me an email, or I can set up a Google Hangout or something. And yeah, I hope everybody has themselves a wonderful day.